This is why you should always trust your parents. One day, on his couch on his baby monitor, his wife was singing to his child. Or so he thought it was his wife. No little what through almost the whole night they're singing. And after a while, his wife walks into the room. He goes, "Weren't you upstairs with the baby?" She goes, "No, I was not. I just got home." And then he goes check the baby monitor, and the baby's just sound asleep. So he just goes back to watching TV, and his wife, and remember this, his wife is sitting right next to him. And then they both start to listen to somebody singing to their baby. They both rush upstairs. To see the baby sound asleep and nobody. So he thinks he's hearing stuff, and his wife thinks so too. But after a while, they hear it again. So they know they're not hearing stuff anymore. So they head upstairs, and guess what? They're guessing the baby's there, sound asleep. The baby's not there at all. So they start panicking. And that's all I know about that story. Do you like a new story? Okay. Let's start the new story. So one day, a boy and his sister, by the way, I don't know if my friend says this is true and she told me this. It's the best one I just found on TikTok. So a boy one day was, and his parents were leaving for a day. And his sister was home with him. And his sister and their fan. But then his sister suggests they have a mini trampoline. They took it inside, and one half was over on his sister's side. One half was on his side. He was jumping on this side. See if we can jump the highest. And if you're guessing, yeah. They're jumping super high. The brother jumped so high. Jumped so high that his head was cut off by the fan. His sister Hawk moves his head back on, and he thinks he's all better. When the parents get home, the sister goes, slaps her brother, and his head falls off. But he doesn't know he's dead. And his mother starts crying in tears and goes downstairs and goes in her room and composes herself and the whole entire family. Is it true? I don't know. My friend said it was. But this is why so be aware, kids, if you decide to do that stupid thing, jump down. Make sure you do it when there's no fan, and don't do it on the bed. So, next story. This happened in my friend's house, which I will believe because this is possible. So, when there's an intruder. So people who lived before in my friend's house before her, and probably a bunch of other people, there is a man and there's an intruder who came in my friend's house. But but this ends very wrong. The man, that's an intruder, has a gun and shoots the man. And there's still a piece of evidence in this wall right here in her basement. That's not a doorknob, that's evidence. But children, make sure you always run whenever you hear someone, a random person. Or you can end up like him. Here's the story about the Stitch Girl that I'm making it, so it's a creepy story. And this will be a good editing, I promise you. So one day, a girl was riding her bike. By the way, this is made up. Well, it could be true, but who knows? I'm making it up right now, though. I don't know if it's true or not. So one day, a girl was riding her bike. Okay. She's riding down the hill, and every time she succeeds, and she is fine. So she's just having an enjoyable time until she's just having a fun time until her friend wants to come and play. She tells her, of course, obviously she says yes because she's her friend. They're both riding the bike, but her mom notices she's talking to a random person, even though her mom notices she's not talking to anybody. Her mom starts to go through the files because she remembers stories, and here's of this place. So let me tell you the story. So back in 1985, there was a girl. She always was riding her bike down that very hill. And she does disguise herself as others. And she can't, but one day, sometimes she'll go up to little kids and ask to play with them on their bikes. And sometimes they'll get lucky and they'll be fine, but sometimes they're not so lucky. Sometimes they will be lucky, though. 5% of people got lucky. So let's see if she's one of those rare 5% of people. And if you want to know what happens, random things happen to them while they're riding their bikes. Random things that can kill them happen to the people that it happens on their bike, so which is only to the people who don't get lucky. You're only now lucky if you disobey. And tell her no, but you can ride with her. But sometimes it's also when you say yes, you have a chance of making rugby also. So the girl is just riding her bike, having an enjoyable time with this girl. But as soon as she knows it, she's going down the hill. And she's not one of those members of the group. And what she does, she can't talk either. And she looks like a normal girl sometimes, because she does the same thing as that little girl did to her. That little girl went missing a long time ago, back in the 1950s. Remember, back in the 1950s. And she still does that today. So children, be warned of who you play with. Make sure you are okay. But most of the time when you say no to her, you're lucky, because she's also teaching kids lessons that don't talk to strangers or don't play with little kids that you don't know. Even though they might seem harmless, they might not be harmless. Who knows what happened? Who would be next? But really, who knows who's next? Nobody knows. So children, if you want to play with a kid, make sure it's a kid that you know, and you ask your parents for permission first. Because you might end up playing with the Stitch girl. Or maybe she'll force you to play with her. Because she's the most evilest in her gang. In the gang. But so, because she hates the gang leader for doing what she did. So she wanted to live a perfectly normal life. But that didn't happen. So children, beware. She may find you.